were able to do that. And I remember some experiences I was thinking about last night. One, Coach Royal told us, I said, what do you have to do to be the head football coach in Texas? And he said, there's such a diverse group that follows this football team that you got to pull them all together. That's very difficult to do. He said, when you get them all together, it's wonderful. And it's a powerful place. But when not, it's very divided. And it's a very difficult place to manage. So he said it's like a box of BBs, and the BBs are dropped all over the room, and what you got to do is get the BBs back in the box. And we were able to do that. We did it for a long time, until 2010, and then as of late, the BBs have gotten back out of the box. Just a few experiences have been wonderful for us. Meeting Coach Royal and being around him and getting to know him on a personal basis like an older brother was unbelievable. I miss him today. The first day he walked out on the practice field, I was so proud to be the head coach of Texas and have him come out and stand there with his arm around you, talking about his football team, and see those white helmets with the Longhorn at the top. I remember the first game in the stadium in New Mexico State, being so proud to look out, and I'm so proud now the stadium looks much different now than it did then. But that was a wonderful first experience. Things have changed since 9/11. When we got here, we used to have the pilot fly by the tower and show the team that they'd won the game from the away games, and go by and see the lit tower from the sky, and all the kids would cheer. That was fun. Ricky's Heisman was a wonderful experience. The national championship and the BCS games were unbelievable and something that I will cherish. And we've also had our tough days too. The A&M bonfire was an experience that I really hate today on Thanksgiving, because of the fact that those families lost their children. The call that we got about Colt Pittman dying on his way back for spring practice is something that every coach fears, that when you get that call that you've lost a child and something that's so special to someone else. So as the season ended with Steve Patterson coming in, as I promised you, we sat down on Friday afternoon, and he and I and Bill Powers had a great meeting. We had a good conversation. They expressed their support, and they wanted me to stay. I told them that I'd like to talk to Sally and sleep on it. We went through the banquet and got up the next day, and all of us met again and mutually decided that it was best for us to move on. There was still a divided fan base, and that's not fair for Texas. That's not fair for our players. That's not fair for our coaches, because they continue to be under undue pressure. So it was time for me to move on and let someone else come in and restart the program. This is a top 5 program annually. It may be the best job in the country. You should be in the mix every year. And it's time for Texas to get back in the mix like we were from 04 to 09. And that was a wonderful run. It was a lot of fun, and we haven't lived up to those expectations since 2010. There's great young players on this team, and the future is very bright. We're leaving it better than we found it, and it's been a fun ride. I want to thank all of our current players, our staff, and our coaches, because they've done an amazing job this year of overcoming so much adversity, and it'll really help all of us in our lives to handle tough days and move forward. And I'm so proud of them. I also want to thank all the coaches and staff that we've had for the 16 years that we've been here, because we've had a lot of guys work really hard, a lot of great players, and it's been overwhelming since yesterday's announcement, the messages that Sally and I have gotten from friends and fans and our ex-players, and I apologize to you, there's way too many to answer. So we're going to have some more free time here pretty soon, so hang on. It'll take us a while. I do want to thank our fans. Our fans have been unbelievable. They have treated us with so much dignity and so much class, and not one time since I've been at Texas, when we've been outside, has anyone even insinuated anything rude to us. It's just been unbelievable, and I thank you, fans. We're so blessed to have come to the state of Texas. We've got wonderful friendships here that we'll have for the rest of our lives. Bill Duval never missed a Thursday practice. He and Baker Gumry never missed a game. Red McCombs, I talk to at least 2 times a week. Joe Jamel, we don't have an agent, so Joe's been our lawyer, and I talk to Joe every night, talked to him right before I came over here, and somebody told me, no, you ought to shut Joe up. He talks too much. I said, you know Joe, he's 88, he's going to say what he wants, I can't shut him up. So But Joe's been a great friend and to us and the university, and he'll continue to be, and we love him and appreciate him very much. I want to thank you guys that have been professional in the media. Some of you are good friends, and some of you have handled things with integrity and ethics and class, and I appreciate that very much because we're in a time where not everybody's doing that. And you all are in a very difficult profession where you've got some that are taking shortcuts like they do in sports. And I encourage you that are doing it right, even if you get behind sometimes, to continue to do it right because we need the truth told in America. And we're not getting that all the time. We're getting rumors that are unsubstantiated, and there's too many people that are trying to get ahead and they're using false stories to get their name out there. So please, with you guys and ladies, as much as I appreciate what you do and what you stand for, you got to tell the story. So we need you to tell the truth. And I think that's very, very important as we move forward. In time, I'll tell my story. It's very interesting being the head football coach in a major program like Texas. And one of these days, I'll get with one of you all that's been solid and has integrity and tell the story, or I may write a book because being the head football coach in Texas is very interesting. Also, I would like to thank Don Evans, Tom Hicks, the Lost Dodge, Peter Flan, and Bill Cunningham for bringing me here 16 years ago. We owe them a whole lot. The Lost is the best athletic director in the country. He and I have worked very closely together over the last 16 years. He's just unbelievable what he's done and been able to accomplish, and I look forward to spending some time with him in the future. I also appreciate Larry Faulkner and Bill Powers. They've been great university presidents. They both care about students and kids and both care about education and sports. Now after the Oregon game, Sally and I will transition to the next phase of our lives. Never done anything with coaching, so that's something that I'll have to look at. By contract, we will be working with a special assistant to the president, and we'll also have some free time for opportunities outside the university. So it'll be fun to explore those things and see what's out there for us and move forward. I did, in talking to Mr. Jamel a few minutes ago, he said some people he called about coaching, and I said, bad timing. I need to back off for a day or two. Yesterday was tough telling the staff and the recruits and our players and their wives that we would no longer be here. That's a very difficult thing, and we actually went to the recruiting dinner last night to try to make sure that the recruits understand what was going on and that we encourage them to come to Texas. It was a wonderful place. It's the best university in the country, and we would want them to come here, and we would pull for them and for them to hang in there because Steve's going to hire a tremendous coach. He'll have choices of the best coaches in the country, and that it's a fresh start, a new start for them. So the negativity that's been around the program will be cleared with the new guy, and that's a great time for them. And then after that, this morning, the coaches continue to recruit. They'll be in the building with me this afternoon, and we won't practice today, but we'll be working on our game plans for Oregon. I do promise the Texas fans and our football players that we'll do everything within our power to make sure that we're prepared for Oregon, and that's very, very important for us. Any questions that I can answer for you? I'll answer a few, but I want to get to Steve and Bill.
Like you talk about
Coach, you've been a coach all your life. You've been here for 16 years. Thank you for some of us here. Thank you. Do you think it's out of your system, coaching? Do you think your transition is going to be TV? What do you think next fall you'll be doing?
All I know for sure right now, Ed, is I'm going to spend 2 weeks trying to beat Oregon, and I'm going to be working for President College. That's all I know. I hadn't, this came up yesterday afternoon. We made the decision about 3 or 4 o'clock, walked out on the practice field, had an hour practice, and met the team and recruit. So it's been a little bit of a whirlwind here. Steve Patterson said probably shouldn't do it last night since you'll be too tired to get a good night's sleep. That didn't help very much.
You always said you wouldn't talk about your legacy and all that kind of stuff going forward. Now, is the weight of what you've been able to accomplish, the All-Americans, the graduation rates, one of the highest in school's history last year, have you been able to think about some of those things?
I really haven't. I've been spending my time thinking about the players and the recruits, thinking about their futures, and our coaches, that their lives have changed drastically with their families since yesterday at 4 or 5 o'clock. I figured I would be asked that today. I think if you asked me what I wanted to be remembered for, it would be pretty simple. I would want to be remembered for bringing some joy to Texas, getting us back on track. So the standard is set much higher now than it was when I was here, and that should help us have to live up to that standard from now on. I would think the second thing is that I did it with integrity and class. And I think the third thing is that the wonderful young people that have gone through this university under our tutelage that have good lives and are better citizens for it. Those are the three things that I want to be remembered for, I think.
How hard was it for you to come to this decision?
Oh, that's all I've ever done, so it's really hard. You know, Sally and I are, we're gonna work hard for 2 weeks, but then we're on uncharted territory, so we're newlyweds, getting ready to be rookies at something. So that's where we're headed.
How often, or how many times this week do you go back and put it around line and do everything you think
I was really back and forth all week because I sincerely want what's best for the University of Texas. And there's just too many distractions. There's too many negatives out there, and the players and the assistant coaches shouldn't be having to deal with negatives about me and our university. That's not healthy for our place. And this university is so much bigger than any person that it is definitely better in my mind that Steve and Bill get them a new exciting coach. Everybody will be pumped. He's undefeated, I know already. He hadn't lost a game in Texas. And I remember the most successful run I had was the time I took the job 16 years ago until the first game. And then after that, it gets tough because you have to coach.
about? Coach, you and Mr. Brown have done so much to build the family atmosphere here at Texas. Around the whole program, are you guys going to have a continuing overseeing that work?
Yeah, the question is, what role will we have? We will do anything that Bill and Steve asked us to do. But I have no interest in being involved in the coaching search because that's their choice. So what we'll do is what we've always done. We'll do what we're told. And if there's something we can do to help, then we want to help. We don't want to sit here and do nothing. And I'm sure that'll take a little while for everybody to get on the same page. And hiring the new coach is a lot more important than what happens to us. So I'm sure that'll be the focus. And they get the new coach in here and get him going. And obviously, if he wants to ask me questions, I'll try to help him in any way I can as well. But I will not be involved in this.
After the week of rumors, how did the players react yesterday?
The players are great kids, and yeah, they were wonderful. I mean, I didn't get to see them much. It kind of stunned them, and they all came up.